Good evening, everyone. It has been confirmed that the intelligent sentients that are piloting 3i Atlas are from Lyra. Okay, so this is a report coming from the Alliance and also coming from the DOJ, the Department of Justice. And at the end of the live, I will go ahead and I can't put the exact document. I'd be in trouble, but I could put, the beginning, the head of the document. In either case, guys, tonight's going to go, we're going to go deep. We're going to talk about some covert operations that are being conducted right now as I speak between not only Space Force and, of course, the sentience of 3i Atlas, or the intelligences that are piloting 3i Atlas, but also what they're trying to do in terms of, in the event that the Cabal does try to pull off, let's just say, the Third World War or Project Bluebeam. They will be executing what is known as a reversal rapture, where they just take out all the bad people and leave the good people of the earth behind, and of course bring out the disclosure. So before I get into it, guys, I am so excited. I know I've been working on this for 2 days, communicating with Commander Valiant Thor, communicating with members of the Galactic Alliance, and of course doing the research to confirm a lot of this stuff. So in either case, guys, for those that don't know me, my name is Ishmael Perez, and I'm the author of those two amazing books, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, and Our Cosmic Origin, both which are available on Amazon. Now, before I give you guys this thorough, juicy information that, again, I'm about to release, I want to remind you guys that I do have my October classes already open. For those that have never taken a course with me, you are missing out. For only $100, guys, you guys are going to get any of your choice of Ascension 2.0, 3.0, Basics, or our Cosmic Origin. I'm sorry, I think 3.0 is now $200, of course. The other classes are only $100, but our Cosmic Origin course, guys, is mind-bending. You guys get the full cosmic history going back to 998 billion years ago, how it all began before our own universe came into inception. Not to mention, you're going to learn about the different intergalactic councils, the different members, the different types of advanced civilizations, from level 1 type interplanetary to level 5 cosmic, their operations and functions. And then in my Ascension courses, for those that are just getting their feet wet, that are new to my channel, Ascension Basics is a perfect class to start with. For those that are a little bit more, you could say, aware and awake and perhaps have been on this path for quite some time, I would take Ascension 2.0. And then for those that are ready to embody their cosmic self, Ascension 3.0. Okay, so those classes are available through my website, or cosmicorigin.com. And one last thing. Okay, I do read the comments, as you guys know. And so there are a few people that were actually being negative about me wanting to do a birthday special on the 1st of November coming up with only 20 of you. That's why it's only with 20 of you. I want to see who is able to also afford the $400 1 hour and 30-minute session with me privately, where I will be divulging sensitive information, especially regarding my intimate connection with Commander Valiant Thor, and a little bit more about myself, things that I can't share online. The reason I'm doing this, guys, is because I am trying to raise money to publish my book, or to translate my books into every language, well, at least into the next, Spanish, English, Spanish, Russian, Chinese, and a few other languages. But the goal is to translate my book into many languages. It takes money to do so, guys. Okay, I don't have nobody funding me. Nobody is, saying, here, Ishmael, here's the money to translate your books into other languages. So I have to do it on my own grassroots. Okay, guys. So all that money goes to invest to translate my book into multiple languages so that I could take this information to other people that can't read English. All right. I'm trying to get this information to as many people as possible. We are in a critical moment. We are dealing with a final bifurcation of timelines. And of course, people need to know this information. Okay. Now, another thing is, I know I mentioned I was going to do an October 26th event in Arizona. I canceled that event. It's no longer happening until November. I forget the date. 1 second. And this is for those that couldn't make it the first time. So on November, I believe November 22nd, No, 15, November 15. Yes, November 15, guys. I'm going to be doing an event here in Sedona, Arizona. As we get closer to that date, I will give you guys the details. I'm going to be doing an in-person workshop, okay? An in-person workshop for about 3 hours. Anything else? Okay, let's get right into it, all right? Let's get right into it. So again, for those that want to sign up for my birthday special for about an hour and 30 minutes, you're going to be on the Zoom call, private Zoom call with me. Go to my website or cosmicorigin.com. It is $400, but like I said, this money is going to be invested in translating my book into other languages so that I can get this information to many, many people worldwide. Okay, so with that in mind, let's get right into it. So this is coming. The title of this presentation is 3i Atlas Initiative and its communication with the Department of Justice, a prelude to interstellar contact. Okay, so they are preparing us, guys. They are preparing us for contact. So in recent weeks, a growing body of evidence suggests that 3i Atlas Initiative, as they call it within the Pentagon, is a covert yet increasingly public research and diplomatic body has entered into formal communication with the United States Department of Justice, the DOJ. This communication involves advanced interstellar intelligence matters, specifically the confirmation of contact with sentient extraterrestrial beings. And so according to internal leaks, and I will be publishing the front of the document in the description. According to internal leaks and corroborated whistleblower testimony, contact has not only been established, but is now escalating in frequency and complexity. Sources close to the initiative have indicated that a significant arrival of non-Earth origin craft designated as part of an interstellar fleet is expected sometime in 2025. Wow, this is fascinating, right? All roads lead to when 3i Atlas gets into close proximity with the Earth. So let's talk about Harvard astrophysicist Professor Dr. Avi Loeb, who is the head of the Galileo project, who has independently confirmed anomalous data consistent with non-terrestrial technology entering Earth's near space environment, for those that are doubting. Loeb's analysis based on deep sky imaging, material retrieval missions, and high-precision orbital mapping points to unknown metallic fragments and unexplained acceleration patterns not consistent with any known natural or human-made objects. Well, his most recent report aligns with 3i Atlas disclosures, noting that the presence of coordinated motion among several objects beyond the moon's orbit, behavior indicative of intelligent control. Okay, so this is coming from a Harvard professor that works, that is part of the Galileo project. Okay, so the Galileo project's latest findings have been quietly reviewed by select committees within the DOJ, prompting an increase in classified briefings and you guys are going to love this, agency collaboration. Okay, these developments suggest that the government, our government, is no longer in a phase of deniable curiosity, but rather entering a strategic phase of pre-contact readiness. This is coming from the Department of Justice, guys. Okay, so according to sources within the 3i Atlas network, the incoming interstellar fleet originated from the star system associated with Nibiru, which is what they call the brown dwarf star. All right, I talked about this in my previous presentation, where I connected 3i Atlas with Borisov, the second interstellar object, Oumuamua, and then, of course, how all of that heralds what? The return of Nibiru. So this is the proof, guys. Of course, Nibiru has long been considered the home of what? A way station, or what I call in my book, the Battlestar Planet, for the Anunnaki, right? Which is an ancient race that we hear about in every ancient mythology under different names. Well, it's been widely discussed, of course, in alternative historical and exopolitical circles. So the fleet is reportedly composed of multidimensional vessels capable of navigating both physical and plasma-based realms. Aboard these ships are benevolent Anunnaki beings, confirmed, referred to in, of course, updated classifications as the Ormas, which is a feline humanoid hybrid from the Lyra star system. So now we know, we have proof that 3i Atlas is being piloted by the Anunnaki of Lyra. Okay, Anunnaki is a term describing those that come from heaven to earth. So, as for those that have taken our cosmic origin class, you know that there is a positive faction of the Anunnaki, right? That always warred against the fallen Anunnaki. So, but get this, there is more, guys. These beings are said to operate not only in the interstellar realm, but also possess biological and energetic counterparts that are living on Earth as humans. This dual existence model suggests an advanced understanding of conscious transfer, reincarnation, and multidimensional identity coherence, which is what I've been talking about ever since I came into the scene, right? I've always misaligned with the pod stasis theory and instead aligned with the multidimensional nature of our reality, that we have multiple avatars, right? That our consciousness is fragmented on every dimension and different timelines. So we have multiple avatars. So this confirms that, guys, okay? The Ormas that are piloting 3i Atlas have human biological avatars. That could be any one of you, right? You guys are only using like one fragment of that consciousness, right? Embodied in human form. So you guys are bringing in 3i Atlas. Well, whoever you are, okay? All right. So the Orma are known in galactic diplomacy for their role as protectors, scholars, and healers. So their arrival marks a potential shift in the Earth's planetary status, moving from of course, quarantine biosphere, and within the private sector, we have actually been outside, or not quarantine rather, since 2016, by the way. Okay, that's when our quarantine ended. And if you guys recall, that's when the Blue Avians returned, right, to kind of help the Galactic, Solar Warden, and what was then known as the Federation, to clean up the mess, which took years, but they finally did it. So their interest in Earth at this time, we're talking about the Ormas that apparently have human counterparts also that are operating human avatars, could be any one of you. So their interest in the Earth right now, at this time, guys, appears to align with a broader galactic timetable that is related to consciousness evolution, planetary stewardship, and the lifting of information that embargoes surrounding humanity's origin, the truth about our cosmic origin, which I revealed in my book. So when all this information comes to the public, our true cosmic origin, the origins of all humans from Lyra and the whole galactic history, but probably in greater detail. I mean, there's going to be probably tons of, whole encyclopedias or history books that are going to be revealed, right? But again, for those that have read this book, you guys have first, I want to see you guys are among the first who know about this stuff. All right, let me continue. I get so excited. So with late October approaching fast, as you guys know, that's probably when it's going to be closest to us. And there's another possibility that's also going to approach us at sometime around December, between December 21st and December 23rd. So as these times approach fast, right, the convergence of credible scientific inquiry, as evidenced by Dr. Loeb's of the Galileo Project, and the multidimensional communication that is happening right now between 3i Atlas, points to an unprecedented shift in planetary awareness. Now, you guys are probably thinking, who are they communicating with? They are communicating with members of Space Force. I'm going to get into that in a little bit, okay? So the Department of Justice, and of course, certain members of the Department of Justice that are, of course, aligned with the Alliance. The Department of Justice, often seen as peripheral in such matters, is now taking a central role, suggesting that legal frameworks for disclosure, public engagement, and even potential non-human rights are being drafted in anticipation. That's amazing. Okay, so if this timeline holds true, which I believe it is, right? Part of the positives timeline, humanity will soon experience a revelation unlike any in its entire history, guys. This is going to change everything. All right. So this is more than just disclosing about the deep state and their corruption and all their shenanigans with the little ones. Guys, this goes into our cosmic history. This is going to rewrite and redefine our paradigm in a way where Darwinian evolution and simple creation theories, as imposed by organized religion, are going to be out the door immediately. Okay. So the arrival of the Orma Anunnaki fleet will not be conquest. Okay. They're not here to conquer us, obviously, as some other truthers are, saying, right? Stay away from the negative doomsday mentality. So it is their return, okay, as they integrate with what? With their human counterparts. So apparently, part of their consciousness is also operating in a human avatar in this 3D realm. Could be any one of you, okay? So it is a return of an ancient family reestablishing contact with its long separated they call us a long separated lineage because we are an offshot of Lyra. When you think about how all humans originated in Lyra, well, our ancestors have been colonizing and seeding all the different worlds for millions and millions of years, right? As revealed in my book, Our Cosmic Origins. So in that regard, yes, they consider us a long separated lineage or splinter of them. Okay, so for many, this moment will actually serve as a bridge between myth and science, okay? Past and future, human and galactic. This is the convergence, guys. This is what's happening. The convergence is about to take place. Multi-dimensional collapse. All right, let's get let's get into the subject of how Three Eye Atlas is actually working out a plan in the event that the Cabal tries to pull out some last minute ditch, whether it's to try to destroy the surface world. As you guys know, many of the billionaires have built bunkers underneath the earth for many reasons. And part of that reason is if they can't have their way, they just want to nuke everything. Or if they try to pull what they call Project Bluebeam, which is pathetic now, there could be a reverse rapture, right? That will totally catapult us into the golden age without waiting for this reality construct to come to an end by 2028. So they might do it before 2028, which seems like that is very likely to happen. Okay, so overall, in the ever evolving architecture of our ascension, guys, Three Eye Atlas is emerging, right? Not only as a multidimensional map of spiritual evolution, because it's also here to what? To activate new codons, and that's been confirmed by many, many other people, but is also a living interface, a radiant, color shifting intelligence transmitting directives. And I don't know if you guys are keeping updated with Three Eye Atlas, but it's apparently changing colors, right? It's going from different colors. Okay, so this is stunning. This is mind-boggling, some of the astrophysicists that are observing this. So it's transmitting. It's also changing. It's transmitting frequencies by changing colors, right? It's changing from different colors. It's actually transmitting the different frequencies, and it's apparently operating in real time. Okay, so these color emissions that have been detected by the James Webb Telescope, these color emissions are not just symbolic, guys. They are encoded communications resonating with interstellar command structures such as Solar Warden, right? That is our positive military breakaway interstellar fleet for those that are updated with the secret space program, and even functions within the Earth Space Force, which are what? High level Earth Alliance members. Okay, so there is some sort of collaboration taking place between the Lyrans, right? The positive Anunnaki, the guardian Anunnaki that are piloting Three Eye Atlas, uh, Space Force, and of course Solar Warden. And Solar Warden and Space Force are really one and the same. Space Force is the bridge between the interstellar fleet or the private sector and of course the surface world. Okay, so the result is a stunning orchestration of what some are calling a reverse rapture. And again, guys, when I heard about it a few days ago, I had to actually go deeper into this. And this is a possible reality, guys, right? In the event, again, that the cabal tries to pull out some shenanigan. And it is not going to be a mass exodus if this happens, but a mass activation of the non-wicked, right? Designed to initiate those that are ready to go to the new earth into the golden age, like that, before the ending of this current reality construct, which of course comes to an end in 2028, right? So again, like I mentioned in my previous life, there are certain parameters that the galactics have to follow in the event that, are, of course, the Earth is in need of some mass evacuation procedure, like in the case of Noah, or in the event that enough people have awakened to the point where, okay, it's time to show up and reunite them with the rest of the galactic community. So it seems like that is what's happening right now. Okay, so the 3i Atlas is no longer, you could say, dormant. Okay, those tuned into the crystalline frequency grids are actually witnessing its color spectrum shifting in real time, communicating through pulses of violet, gold, aquamarine, emerald, and crystalline, okay? And of course, white. These colors are actually living codes, and they're being sent to us right now, guys, each representing a bandwidth of communication or command sequence. Violet command uplinks to higher dimensional councils. Okay, so that's what the color violet is doing. It is uplinking us to the higher dimensional councils. Pleiadian High Command, Arcturian Oversight, Andromedan High Council. Okay, so again, as multidimensional beings, some of you starseeds are operating in those councils. You guys exist here with your human body and exist there with the galactic body. All right, that's just the truth of the matter. Also, the color gold. Well, gold is represents the solar flashes, harmonics, and Christ consciousness return. Okay, the returning of the Christ mind to the collective. All right, and then aquamarine represents the water memory activation and emotional clearing operation. Okay, that's what aquamarine represents. Emerald is the planetary healing and grid recalibration. And then, of course, the crystalline white. The crystalline white is the 0-point field alignment and quantum template stabilization. Excuse me. Okay. So this chromatic intelligence is broadcasting through plasma nodes, which are actually being detected not only by awakened starseeds, but also by cloaked spacecraft in near Earth orbit, including craft that is associated with Solar Warden. And then, of course, the classified operations within the US Space Force. Okay. So reports from independent insiders or researchers, let's just call them insiders because that's what they are, right, when they're independent, and even whistleblowers. And of course, even channelers are all converging on this point, right? That Solar Warden, the once hidden interstellar defense fleet originally under the naval intelligence, is actively receiving and decoding transmissions from 3i Atlas. Yeah, okay. These transmissions bypass standard EMF channels, utilizing scalar, torsion, and even plasma-based communication arrays. Technologies reverse engineered from, of course, ancient alien crafts that we also inherited. Again, the Kabbalah is not the only one that reverse engineered a lot of this ancient relics or ancient technologies. But the Alliance did the same, okay? Not to mention, the Alliance also inherited even more superior technology from the Galactics. So the admirals of Solar Warden, the admirals are actually the ones that are above the generals. So you have the Y hats with the 12 generals, the Earth Alliance, as they are known, right? Because it is an international coalition, bless you. And then above the 12 generals, you have what is known as the Solar Warden admirals, okay? The Solar Warden admirals, alongside newly integrated Space Force liaisons, which are really just as, again, Solar Warden and Space Force are one and the same now. Okay, Space Force is the front, is going to bring out the technologies that Solar Warden has been using for the last 80 years. So with Space Force liaisons are working directly with the interdimensional operatives of 3i Atlas to interpret these signals. These interactions have led to covert joint operations between excuse me, between human aligned galactic factions and Earth-based command centers. Some of the identified operations include what is known as the 3i Atlas Operation Phoenix Light. Okay, they call it the 3i Atlas Operation Phoenix Light. And this is the reintegrating ancient solar templating data into the planetary grid. Again, the ancient solar templates were ones activated during the Terra Earth, which is what we used to call the Golden Age of Atlantis. So, Operation Phoenix Light 3i Atlas is about reintegrating and restoring the ancient solar templates, okay, into the Earth's planetary grid. And then also it uses gold and violet codes to activate dormant crystal temples under the Earth's crust. That's another revelation, right? Most people think that some of these ancient temples that were used by the enlightened Atlanteans and the enlightened Lemurians are only on the surface world. But according to insiders, they also have temples. Well, that makes a lot of sense because they also have inner earth caverns, right? That's where the remnants left. So it's the gold and the violet, right, are activating the dormant crystal temples that are underneath the Earth's crust. And that makes a lot of sense because when you activate the Earth's temples that are underneath the Earth's crust, that in turn activates the what? The surface temples, right? So this project, known as Operation Phoenix Light 3i Atlas, also involves solar warden craft positioned above key nodal points such as Giza, Uluru in Australia. We talked about that last time, right? Uluru, it's a stargate. It's also one of the Earth's main chakras. And of course, Sedona. There is no coincidence why I was led to this part of the world, guys. Okay. So, my lovey over there is saying, wow, that's new. I told you it was going to be good tonight. Operation Mirrorville, okay, that's another operation that they are actually working together with Solar Warden. We're talking about the Sentients, the Ormas of Lyra that are working with the Admirals of Solar Warden. Operation Mirrorville is a collaborative intel sharing protocol between 3i Atlas and Solar Warden's Ether Division. Ether Division. That's spelled Aether, Ether Division. So apparently, guys, Solar Warden is so advanced that they have the technology to go interdimensional, right? They have the technology to change density from what we would call 3D to 4D, 5D, where they would apparently become invincible to us. Solar Warden is multidimensional, guys, okay? Well, when you think about it, if they have over 100 colonies that have established all throughout the Milky Way galaxy, wouldn't that have to, by nature of that, wouldn't that have to make them multidimensional, right? Because most of these advanced civilizations exist in dimensions, what? 4, 5, and 6. All right, let's continue. So part of Operation Mirrorville is designed to neutralize false light matrices and collapse timelines that are seeded by regressive off-world entities, right? Those are the ones that are associated with the NAA, the Negative Alien Agenda Syndicate, the Orion faction. Well, negative Orion, because you also have positive Orions. Part of this operation also works via real-time Atlas color feedback loops affecting solar plasma conditions. And then there's also what is known as Operation Eden, returning back to the Garden of Eden protocol, okay? Operation Eden protocol, which is overseen by a triad council composed of Andromedan, Lyran, and human command. Also, part of Operation Eden protocol is facilitating the grounding of new Earth frequencies into physical biospheres and DNA. So, what does that mean? That means that that is part of the first waivers, or the first ones to activate. That's fascinating. Okay. Also, often described as a geospiritual terraforming sequence, and this is all part of Operation Eden protocol. And what that means is that we're pretty much, even just as we are mutating into 12-strand DNA multidimensional beings, so is the Earth. That's what that means. The Earth is also mutating. In other words, the Earth is also ascending. So, in the event, of course, that the Cabal tries to pull off any shenanigan to try to prevent the ascension, it has been confirmed, guys, by members of Space Force that there will be a reverse rapture by members of Space Force, which is a mass activation event with the removal of all the dark people on the planet, all the wicked. Okay. So, of course, traditional religious narratives always predicted a rapture where selected souls are removed from the earth, right? This is what we used to think that the rapture was, where those that believe in Christ would, ascend to the earth, right? And then the earth would turn into a dark age ruled by the Antichrist, right? That's what the main premise behind the religious interpretation of what a rapture is. But the Three Eye Atlas, in tandem with the Galactic Allies and the admirals of Solar Warden, and of course the generals, or may I say those that are in the highest echelons of Space Force, is orchestrating the opposite in the event that something like this happens, okay? Which is known as a reverse rapture, one that grounds higher frequencies into the Earth plane, removing all the dark souls immediately. By reading the frequency, they will know who's wicked and who's not. Okay. And in the event that this might happen, it won't be sudden, right? But gradual and strategic, unfolding through waves of photonic and plasma light, which is going to what? Burn off the wicked. Makes a lot of sense. Dreamtime downloads for those that are ready to activate, and DNA recoding activations. So that will involve, right? Once the majority of the Earth catapults into 4th-D and 5D reality, all of a sudden we're going to have a you could say, a mass remembrance of our star seed origin. Every single one of us, okay? We're going to have the activation of the crystalline grid through human biocircuits. Again, one of the things that I teach in my Ascension courses is that humans are bioconductors of the higher dimensions and the lower dimensions, heaven and earth, okay? And of course, the disengagement from the AI-controlled 3D matrix. So that is good news, okay? This reverse rapture is a soul retrieval at a planetary scale, restoring ancient soul fragments that were lost in prior cataclysms, such as in Atlantean times, Lemurian times, as far back as 4 million years ago during the Maldakian times. Did you guys know that planet Maldek was once our 11th planet, with Nibiru being the 12th? And now, of course, Maldek is what they call the Kuiper belt, right? So you have the asteroid belt, which is in between Mars and Jupiter, and that was the original Earth before it was destroyed by the, of course, Maldakians when they were infiltrated by the Draco through the House of Sod as they were trying to overthrow the House of El. Anyways, there's a lot of symbology here with the story of Superman and Kal. Anyways, so the whole point is this. It is what's happening right now, guys. Okay, so yeah, so the asteroid belt was once Tiamat Earth. The Kuiper belt was once Maldek. Okay, so we did have other planets in millions and millions of years ago. This is before Atlantis and Lemuria. If you guys are interested in learning all about this, take my Cosmic Origin class. So anyways, it is an energetic sovereignty movement that is happening right now, guys. Okay, where the children of light will remain on the earth in the event of this reversal rapture. So the children of light will remain on the earth to rebuild it, and of course, be part of the golden age. Okay. And this will usher in the golden age if there is a reverse rapture. They're not waiting for 2028, where the reality construct apparently comes to an end. In the event, again, the Cabal tries to do something, they will pull the plug. Okay. So the culmination of this entire process is the emergence of the golden age, a timeline of peace, coherence, and of course, harmonic living, not just among humans, but even among the animals, and of course, other non human or non-earthly type of beings eventually as we become part of an interstellar culture. So the 3i Atlas, though its dynamic light codes and interstellar communication system, is actually guiding Earth through a multi-phase birthing process. It is deconstructing the old synthetic matrix, which is apparently coexisting with our reality, right? This is what I call the idea that multiple timelines are coexisting, right? So this is here to deconstruct. If of course, they pull off the reverse rapture. It's going to immediately deconstruct the synthetic matrix, the false timeline, the frequency fences, right? And also, it's going to activate the new Earth blueprint within the human light body. And of course, it's going to unify collaboration between ground crew, starseeds, every single one of you, and sky crew, solar, warden, and apparently a lot of you starseeds do have you could say, what's the word I'm looking for? There are parts of you, right? There are parts of you that are working with Solar Warden. Okay. Um, it wasn't by accident, and there is no coincidence that a lot of these super soldiers had to be starseeds. They couldn't be Earth Terrans. Okay. They had to be starseeds. So, and then of course, some of you guys are operating on the Galactic Alliance command structures as well. So this will cause the Earth's full integration, right? This reverse rapture into the galactic, you could say, community as a sovereign, healed world. And guys, this is not fantasy, right? This is being orchestrated. All right. This is what's going to be happening. And it's also part of an unfolding cosmic intelligent design when you really think about it. All right. God is in control. Uh, this is one design that is actually held within the living memory of 3i Atlas, which is going to be accessible to those that attune to its frequency. So, 3i Atlas is not static. First of all, it is alive and it is communicating in real time with the admirals of Solar Warden, the members of Space Force, and of course, members of the Department of Justice. And it's part of being an architect of it's how can I say it? It's here also as an architect of reality. Okay, it is shifting colors to signal galactic allies, transmitting protocols to interdimensional commands, and of course guiding humanity through a reverse rapture of awakening before the end of this year. Okay, well, through it, Earth is not being abandoned. It is being reclaimed, healed, and upgraded into the star nation it was always meant to be. So apparently, guys, the golden age is coming. Okay. And I forgot to mention that we are steadily on a positive timeline trajectory. It is being activated as I speak. And those that hear the call of the 3i Atlas are actually already co-creating it. In the realm, of course, of Ascension studies, 3i Atlas is standing right now as a multidimensional framework, okay? One that is providing a cosmic map for the transformation of human consciousness. And for those that watched my prior presentation of 3i Atlas, this is not the first time it's been around, all right? 3i Atlas comes at the end of every dark age, at the end of every Kali Yuga to usher in the golden age, right? The cycle is repeating again. So the term 3i is actually understood to represent intelligence, okay, integration, and illumination. But it's also the third interstellar object, right? With Amalmua being the first and Korsavov being the second. Well, 3i Atlas, three interlocking pillars: intelligence, integration, and illumination. It is what's guiding humanity's journey from the third dimensional density to a fourth or fifth dimensional frequency, depending on where you're vibrating. And for some of us that are even vibrating higher and beyond. This atlas is not merely, you could say, it's not a physical guide, but a living energy template. Okay. It is stored within both the Earth's crystalline grid because it's been here before, guys. I talked about this. For those that are new to my channel, this is my third presentation on this interstellar object. Okay. I talked about it in the last 2 to 3 weeks. I would suggest to watch those as well. So, Atlas is not merely a physical guide, guys, but a living energy template. Okay. It is stored within both the Earth's crystalline grid and the higher dimensional light body of every awakened individual. So, again, the first I refers to intelligence, not just in the intellectual sense, but as cosmic intelligence, the knowingness of source energy. So, within 3i Atlas, this intelligence is accessed through the awakening of dormant DNA strands, particularly the higher strands beyond the physical two-stranded DNA. Talking about the dormant 10 strands, right? These strands contain, of course, encoded memories, abilities, and wisdom from past lives, galactic lineages, and interdimensional experiences. So, 3i Atlas aligns individuals with the Akashic records of the cosmos. And by the way, I also discovered that the Akashic records that a lot of the spiritual people have been connecting to was also corrupted. Okay. The original records that remained pure, undiluted, and uncorrupted were the two CDT plates that were taken off world during the times of Atlantics when Thoth, the son of Enki, stole 10 of the CDT plates to later translate them. Anyways, I could do another presentation on that. But again, the 3i Atlas will be aligning individuals with the Akashic records of the cosmos, okay, the real ones, the ones that were uncorrupted, enabling them to download light codes, receive transmissions from higher councils, such as the Galactic Alliance, Andromedan councils, and Lyran elders, and remember their soul missions. So, from the Ascension, New Earth's perspective, this intelligence is a living field of resonance, guiding beings through the chaos of 3D duality into the harmonics of unity consciousness. So the second I stands for integration, right? Well, it is a key phase in the ascension process, guys. Multidimensional integration. Right now, our consciousness is fragmented into multiple avatars on different timelines and on different realities and on different dimensions. Okay. So this part of the I, which is integration, which is a big part of ascension, by the way, is a key phase in the ascension process. Okay. Integration refers to the unification of all fragmented aspects of yourself, including the inner child and the shadow self, which by now, hopefully, most of you have tamed, the galactic self, the angelic oversoul self, and of course, the cosmic self, um, and the earth embodiment. Okay. All of that collapsing into one. Okay. So the 3i Atlas provides a template of integration, allowing the individual to merge timelines, to transmute karmic cycles, and to heal the ancestral imprints that no longer serve the evolutionary path. In the New Earth frequency, integration is necessary for achieving energetic sovereignty. And so through this process, one realizes the dependency on external saviors, right? They release the dependency of external saviors, returning to the sovereign creator self, aligned with source, each and every single one of you, okay? The 3i Atlas also includes tools of integration such as crystal technologies, grid activations, soul retrieval protocols, and quantum meditation techniques. And so the final I, which is illumination, represents the full embodiment of divine light within the human vessel. This is the culmination of awakening, the activation of the crystalline light body, and the ability to anchor photonic frequencies into the Earth's grid through your own energy field, our own energy field, right? We are the conduits, guys. This is the reason why heaven is coming to the Earth. In the New Earth timeline, illumination is not just personal, it is planetary. right? So light workers, star seeds, and awakened souls who have activated the three eye atlas within themselves act as grid keepers, frequency holders, and portals of ascension energy. Okay, so this part of the presentation is obviously coming from one of the Ormas that I'm communicating with that is piloting or it's living inside the three eye atlas. Their presence helps elevate the collective vibration, dissolving the old 3D matrix based on what? Fear, control, and limitation. So the three eye atlas in this wave is actually serving as a beacon of light, a multidimensional map that guides souls not just upward, but inward into a sovereign awakened state that reflects the infinite potential of the cosmic human, which is what we truly are. And for those that are taking Ascension 3.0, I actually teach you how to embody the cosmic self. All right. The new earth is not just a place, guys. It is a frequency, okay? The three eye atlas is the instruction manual for aligning with that frequency. It teaches that Earth herself is ascending, moving from carbon-based density to a crystalline-based light matrix. And this is where we go from our reality being composed from bitetrahedrons to our reality all of a sudden being composed by dodecahedrons, right? The smallest scale of reality. They call it the Planck length, which is what creates our 3D matrix, is generated by the tetrahedron, right? Everything boils down to geometry, guys, including the way dimensions work or realities and dimensions work. So we're going to go from a tetrahedron into a dodecahedron, which is what? A crystalline-based light matrix Earth reality, right? So humans that are aligned with the 3D frequency area are able to interface with the new grid, received, of course, and begin to receive updates from the central sun. Okay. So if you guys begin to align with this three eye frequencies, you guys are going to interface with this new grid, which is the dodecahedron Earth, crystalline reality, and receive updates from the central sun. Okay. And then, of course, you will also co create with beings from higher realms who are assisting in this planetary rebirth. So, from this perspective, the three eye atlas is not confined to any one person, culture, or belief system. It is a universal frequency key. It is embedded in the DNA of all that are awakening. Humans waiting to be unlocked through the vibration of love, unity, and higher truth. So ultimately, the three eye atlas is not something outside of us. It is us, guys, right? If you guys believe in the holographic concept of reality, thank you. Thank you for these dodecahedron. This is a dodecahedron, guys. This is the building block of fifth dimensional reality. Okay. Everything is pixelated, right? It's part of the hologram that we live in, which is what I call an organic simulation as opposed to a cybernetic simulation. I did a whole presentation in that over a year ago. Anyways, okay, so again, going back to three eye atlas, it is not something outside of us. It is us, guys. It is the encoded map within every soul that is being guided back to remembrance, to sovereignty, and to co-creation of a planetary civilization that is rooted in compassion, wisdom, and galactic harmony. You got to take a breather every now and then. I talk so fast, but I'm trying to slow down today. I do read the comments. As Earth continues her ascension, those that are attuned to the frequencies of Three Eye Atlas will become the living bridge, the transmitters of cosmic light, and architects of the new Earth that honors the infinite brilliance of the awakened human spirit. Now, I'm going to shift subjects a little bit, especially because we are approaching what is known as a partial solar eclipse. And they are talking about a dark moon and how it's probably connected to the Feast of Trumpets, right? Coming up on the 23rd of September, which is, I guess, the next few days. So, um, I want you guys to understand the metaphysical power behind September 21st portals, partial solar eclipse, and also to warn you guys about um, how throughout history the cabal has used these planetary alignments, whatever you want to call them, these celestial alignments, as a means to harness energy. So we have to empower ourselves and begin protecting ourselves now before the 21st and the 23rd. Okay. So, as you guys know, on the 21st of September, the Earth is entering a rare but spiritual potent alignment, right? Which is known as a partial solar eclipse under the energies of the dark moon. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, but the moon is going to be completely gone, okay? Unfolding just before the sacred Hebrew celebration of the Feast of Trumpets, also known as the Rosh Hashanah. Hashanah, hopefully I said it right. Through this eclipse, all right, I needed to share this with you guys, okay? I needed to share this. I know I'm going off topic, but this is important here. Though this eclipse is not fully obscuring the sun, its metaphysical influence is still powerful. Not as much, though, but it is still going to be wielding some power to do some rituals, whether for light or dark. And I want you guys to know that this moment is not simply an astronomical curiosity, it is a cosmic crossroad, especially because it corresponds to a planetary alignment that's coming in 2 months, 3 months in December. And of course, with the what? The coming of Three Eye Atlas. Okay. So this moment is not simply an astronomical curiosity, it is a cosmic crossroad. Okay. A time when dimensional veils become very, very thin. In other words, we could pierce into the other dimensions, okay, in the next few days as a result of this partial solar eclipse. And if that happens for those that are doing the meditation, and if you begin to pierce through the veils, well, a lot of inner truths are going to be rising to the surface, guys, which is going to what? Trigger an awakening, right? Where humanity is going to be giving a choice to awaken or to remain ensnared. Well, those, how can I say it? Where there is light, guys, where there is light, there is always those who seek to manipulate it. Okay. So, unlike a total solar eclipse, a partial eclipse leaves part of the sun visible, creating a luminal space between light and shadow, which is a perfect metaphor for what? For the psychic warfare that is being waged on the collective mind. So, this half light state represents confusion, distortion. I want you guys to all be anchored in the line in the next few days. And of course, it also represents the illusion of clarity. Okay. It is time when the false truths can easily masquerade as divine insight. So just be aware of that, guys. And this is precisely what certain hidden powers intend to exploit. So, in this middle ground of partial concealment, the human psyche becomes more vulnerable to influence. It is a subtle, energetic bait and switch at the same time. Present people with just enough shadow to steer, this could present people with just enough shadow to steer their subconscious fears. So do not be entertaining any negative thoughts and do not be in fear, my friends, in the next few days. Okay. So again, this is where the cabal comes into play. This is how they work, guys. Okay. So the dark moon, in terms of the esoteric occultic circles, is known as the womb of the void. And this is what many within the occult call the final phase of the lunar cycle before the new moon. And it is a time when the moon is completely invisible, which is going to happen during this partial solar eclipse in the sky, cloaked in darkness. So, metaphysically, the dark moon is the cosmic womb. It's a space of deep rest, shadow work for those that have not cleared their shadow. This is a time to clear your shadow, especially if we're going to be activated before the end of the year, right? So, and of course, this is also a time where we could actually begin doing spiritual alchemy, guys. Okay. It is the void before rebirth. Okay. So the sacred pause before renewal. And during this phase, old energies can be released, karmic cycles closed, and soul codes reactivated. So it's important to understand that the dark moon also exposes the unconscious. And with the partial eclipse amplifying the collective emotional energy of the planet in whichever state it is between now and the 23rd, the 21st, the cabal will always seek to what? To hijack this moment, guys, this potent moment to conduct large scale energetic harvesting rituals. It just kind of dawned on, just reminded me of something. Wow. Okay. Anyways, so just be aware of that, guys. Okay. I want you guys to be aware that the cabal also seeks to hijack this potent moment to conduct large scale energetic harvesting rituals. Whatever that means, could be where, a lot of, they do away with a lot of people, right? Mass shooting or something. Who knows? So those who operate in the shadows, the cabal, of course, the global elite, or whatever you want to call them, are not blind to these alignments, right? On the contrary, my friends, they've been timing the rituals to celestial events for centuries, right? Eclipses, particularly those that are aligned with sacred festivals, like that Jewish one that is coming 2 days after, offer a potent cocktail of spiritual energy ripe for misuse, which is not good. So, this partial solar eclipse, set against the backdrop of the dark moon, acts as a psychic siphoning, drawing emotional energy, especially fear, anxiety, and confusion, into lower dimensional grids. These energies are then redirected through ritualistic technologies, media manipulation, and mass distraction events, feeding the very systems that oppress humanity. So, the best way to not be caught in this and to not be siphoned, my friends, is to stay in a high frequency, to ground yourself, to be in that state of, empowerment. Okay. To be in that state of empowerment, happy, peaceful. Okay. And of course, we know that the Feast of Trumpets is what, 2 days after this. So just after this, 2 days later, the Jewish New Year begins with the Feast of Trumpets, also known as the Rosh Hashanah, which is apparently they call it a sacred time of awakening uh, and soul judgment in the occultic circles and divine remembrance. So traditionally, the Hashanaya is how can I say it? It is represented by the ram's horn, and so when you think of the ram, it reminds me of the inverted pentagram, which is what the symbol of Satanists, right? The ram's horn. Well, there's no coincidence that that corresponds with the Feast of Trumpets. Okay. Anyways, so according to their tradition, this starts a new cycle. Okay. The metaphysical resonance, guys, of the Feast of Trumpets aligns perfectly with the energies of the eclipse. So, this is why I encourage all of you to stay grounded, stay connected to your higher self, God, Jesus. Stay connected, guys, in the next few days. Okay. And I would say stay home. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Stay home. One comes, of course, from a position of what? If we are coming from a position of not letting those dark forces through these rituals harness or siphon our power, we have to stay grounded. Okay. Um, so it is important to understand that when awakening occurs, so does resistance. Okay. The Cabal's playbook is very simple, guys, right? They try to invert the sacredness of all symbolism. They try to distort the divine. And then they what? They want to prevent mass ascension. But like I said earlier in my report, That is the reason why the Anunnaki, the original Anuhasi of Lyra, are coming on 3i Atlas, and they are coordinating an event known as what? A reversal rapture in the event that the Cabal tries to pull something in the next few days. So, despite these manipulations, the eclipse and the dark moon do offer immense potential for those that are doing the spiritual work, right? Willing to go to turn inward. And this will then be a moment to disconnect from all fear based media, which I'm sure all of you guys have already done that, to create sacred space during the eclipse window, engaging in meditation, breath work, or even energy clearing rituals. And of course, releasing the old patterns that no longer serve you. And most importantly, let go of the traumas. Let go of the traumas, especially those that are related to external control, shadow self, and karmic loops. And then, of course, call in the higher guidance, guys. Go call in your higher protection the next few days, starting tonight. Your oversoul, your ancestors, your cosmic allies, which are all different versions of you, by the way. And again, guys, this is not a time to fear, okay? This is a time to remember who you truly are. So the 21st of September is apparently tomorrow. Did I even say the date today? No, I didn't say the date today. Today is the 20th of September. We are steadily on a positive timeline trajectory. So apparently the 21st of September partial solar eclipse under the cloak of the dark moon and aligned with the Feast of Trumpets is a metaphysical threshold, guys, right? It is a spiritual fork on the road. And one path leads to greater fear and control and energetic enslavement, the one that is being offered by the Cabal and its subtle manipulations, of course. The other path is going to lead to more truth, more empowerment, and more liberation. And that is being offered by the cosmos, the soul, and of course, in the source itself, prime creator source. So we are all being invited to sound our own trumpet in the next few days, guys, to awaken and to rise. So use this time wisely the next few days. I encourage, in fact, I challenge all of you to use this time wisely, okay? To use it as a way to let go of the past, to let go of what no longer serves you, to have full control of your shadow self, right? So that this will echo throughout all the different timelines. And I forgot to mention, guys, there is a product that completely eliminates all the nanoparticulates, the smart dust, all the stuff that they spray us with. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Where there are no metals, there are no parasites. Parasites could only exist in your body by virtue of having a lot of metals. Get rid of those nanoparticulates, guys. Folium. The one that is strongest right now, guys, is Folium Immuna. Folium Immuna. Of course, if you get all three, it's great. But just know that the reason Folium PX, which was the third one or the first one, was not in stock a few weeks ago is because it's first come, first serve. All right. I always put the link in the description, guys. Apparently, there's a high demand right now for Folium. So make sure you guys get yours. Right now, we do have Folium Immuna available and Folium Relax. Okay. Folium Relax and Immuna. Make sure you guys get those. The link is in the description, and I believe Starcadian, there we go. He always puts the link in the chat. Thank you so much, brother. I also want to extend gratitude to Starcadian for being in the house, always moderating and making sure that the chat stays in high vibe. Let's see. I hope you guys share this video with as many people as possible in order to squash all the fear, all the confusion, and really to just have people empower themselves through these awakening times that we're living in. I do want to give some shout outs. I see Wolf Mother is in the house. Jill Hunt, Sherry Shoon, Heartland Lady, Greg is in the house, Neo, and then of course Radiant. He calls himself. No, I'm sorry, Troll Slayer. I guess Starcadian changed his name to Troll Slayer. That's pretty cool, brother. I like that. Leah, an awakened starseed is in the house. Kathy Kurg, Eddie K. What's up, Eddie? Cosmic Zale. What's up, Cosmic Zale? Aaron, Christine Beach, Elizabeth Namaste, Jennifer Abernathy, Jeffrey Unlimited, Jeffrey One Unlimited, Anna Mikas, and all 2,700 people that are in the house. I noticed that as soon as I do Q&A, a couple thousand people drop like that. They just want the presentation. And I understand. Sometimes people just want the information. They just want the information, and they could care less about Q&A, and then they just say, okay, till next time. All right, guys, it's about that time. Make sure you guys type your questions in capital letters so that I could bypass the chat. Do you guys like my shirt? The Secret Government by Ishmael Perez. Just to let you guys know, through my website, I do offer the Secret Government shirts. I also have the our Cosmic Origin shirts and even Galactic Jedi wear. So if you guys want to promote the cause of our movement here, go to my website, our Cosmic Origin, and get your Galactic Jedi wear or the Secret Government shirt or hat or sweater or whatever you want, or just a mug. I don't have any mugs. Anyways, on me at least. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take Q&A. If you guys could just type your questions in capital letters, that'd be greatly appreciated. I do want to welcome Jesus the Christ to the left of me, or to the right, I guess, for those that are seeing this in reverse. Michael the Archangel, my books, my Conscious Life Expo Award, book award, that I won, thanks to you guys. My Golden Lion, my Ultra Super Soldier Self fighting and Radiant Guardians against the evil AI throughout the multiverse. My Lion, representing the house of King David, the real house of Judah, not the fake Jews. And of course, my, I don't know if you guys can see it, but here, I'll give you guys. Jesus, picture, a portrait of Jesus. And this was a gift by Valentina Sunshine. All right, Q&A time. It's about that time. Starcadian the Troll Slayer. I like that new name. It is getting hot. I'm going to turn on my little fan here. All righty. First question. Let's see who has questions, because I have answers, I hope. And again, I am the first to admit that if I cannot answer your question, guys, I will just tell you, hey, I don't know the answer to that question. But let's see. Whose question am I going to take? Lori Cunny says, I love all the lion stuff. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, unfortunately, I'm not going to be attending or going to the Conscious Life Expo next February, guys. I am sorry. For those that love seeing me at the Conscious Life Expo, I am not going to be attending this year or in 2026. All right. I am so sorry about that. I know some of you guys really look forward to seeing me every year at the Conscious Life Expo. I think I did 3 years in a row. But in 2026, I'm not going to be there, guys. Okay. That's why I'm doing my own personal, workshops here and presentations. The next one again is November 18th. I'm going to be guys, for those that didn't have an opportunity to be here on the 3rd of August, I want to give you guys a chance to come meet me in person and be part of this presentation. I believe is November 15th. I believe so. No, November 22nd. November 22nd. Let me just double check. 1 second. Anyways, I could always give that information later. All right, let's take some questions. This is a question from Greg. Brother Ishmael, if God is in control, who is reversing the shift, rapture? Well, in the event that the cabal tries to pull anything, right, that might offward or thwart the ascension, then there will be a reversal rapture where 3i Atlas, in collaboration with the Admirals of Solar Warden and the Space Command Force, will orchestrate an elimination of all the bad people. In other words, they're going to be using high tech by reading their frequency. They're going to know who's wicked, and they're going to just boom remove them. Like they're all going to go through a portal, and all the good people are going to be left behind. Okay, so that only will happen if there is some sort of like a, you know, anything that they might try to pull. Yes, the Troll Slayer, aka Starcadian. Yeah, I did look at that video that you sent me, the replicator. Um, I hope it's not AI generated, but a lot of these things out there, especially when they're trying to show what the medbed looks like or what these advanced technologies would look like. Unfortunately, under what do they call them? What's the word I'm looking for? Okay, the real technologies will never be shown on the internet, guys. Okay, they're never going to be like, no social media is going to have access to it. So I would say that yes, that was AI generated. I guess that was what, a replicator. So no, a real replicator would never be circulating the internet or a picture of what a real replicator is. Good question, though. This is a good question. Ishmael, why do you think they are having a Charlie Kirk's memorial tomorrow on the day of the solar eclipse? Well, like I said, they might use that date to, I'm sorry to say that there might be a mass shooting. I hope not. Let's see what happens. I guess it's best to stay home. Um, wow. Yeah, I just thought about that as I was reading my report. I thought about that they do take that opportunity to harvest energy, right, based on all the fear and suffering from, I think thousands and thousands and thousands of people are going to be there. So I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. Okay. Well, I guess we're all going to find out. Question from Carol Rosenfield. She says, Ishmael, are domestic cats miniature Ormas? I think there is a fractal of Orma consciousness in these cats. Absolutely, yes. My two cats are displaying extra energetic behaviors at present. I would say yes. To answer your question, yes. There is part of an Orma consciousness that is operating in a cat, you know? So, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Thank you so much, Suzanne K, for your donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. Greg says, I identify myself as a cat. Well, so do I, Greg. That makes two of us. Um, would it be, do you think it's safe to say that everyone here will be in the 5D? Absolutely. I think that if you are an old soul in human body, right, star seed, then you will definitely not be going to the 4D Earth, where the Earth Terrans, the younger souls, are going into. You'll definitely be going into the 50 Earth, absolutely, or above, or above. Is the dragon waking up? This is a question from the Sons of Gods. No, Son of Sons. Sorry, Sons of Sons. What an interesting YouTube name. Um, the benevolent dragons, which are the original emerald guardians of the gates of heaven, of treasures, spiritual treasures, are waking up. Are waking up. That is for sure. Holy Holly says, or is it Holy? Holl. I think your name is Holy, right? Cool. I have somebody named Holy. Holy says, I bought the book. It's amazing. Thank you. Oh, you are so welcome. What does Commander Valiant Thor say about the Hollow Earth and the people that live there? He says that they are real, of course. All right. All of these extra continents or these other advanced civilizations that are beyond Antarctica are there is no wall, first of all. They are in the inner Earth. The Earth is hollowed with tons of caverns and inner Earth's huge civilizations, advanced civilizations. So Commander Valiant Thor actually communicates with the Council of Agartha, with the Council of Shambhala, and the other inner Earth councils as well. Good question, though. Thank you, Carol Valpone, for your donation. So, yeah, my birthday. I'm only doing it for 20 people. So, 20 people are going to join me for a whole hour and 30 minutes, 90 minutes of birthday time with me as I, again, reveal sensitive information that I cannot share on any platform. And you guys are going to get to know me on a much deeper level than just my human self. Let's see. Who else is here? Ishmael, is Elder Akai on the Atlas? Elder Akai, yes, I do recognize and I do know who he is. He is one of the elders that, yes, that is inhabiting, that's the word, inhabiting 3i Atlas. That is correct. How do you know? Maybe you are his human counterpart. Remember, earlier I revealed that some of the Orma felines that are piloting 3i Atlas also have human counterparts. So it could be you. What time tomorrow is my Ascension 3.0 class? That is at, I believe, 3 o'clock, from 3 to 4 Pacific time. So that would be 6 o'clock Eastern. Again, for those that sign up for my classes, understand that the Zoom link to attend my course is in the responding email. You have to scroll all the way down to have access to the responding email. Okay. All right, let's continue here. Donna Sinclair is asking me, do we know how close we are to the tipping point? I would say we are at the finish line, guys. We are closer than ever. Just know that. Son of Sons is saying that the New Jerusalem will have places for us to live in agriculture and so much more. Yeah, again, you have galactic counterparts that are operating on these motherships already, guys. So when you integrate with that version of yourself, you will be there and be here at the same time. And yes, you would, if you integrate with your galactic self, whether you are fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional self, seven, you will be existing in multiple places at once. Okay, I want you guys to really fathom that. All right, this is a good question by Craig. Is it Eatland? He's asking, Ishmael, is it true that some of us that are part of the 50 have agreed to stay in the 4D for a period of time to help them further their spiritual growth. You're talking about them as in the younger souls, earth terrans, and the answer to that is yes, absolutely. So some of you guys are going to stay behind in the fourth D as mentors and guides to the younger souls, the evolving earth humans, earth terrans. I'm sorry. Guess I better put my glasses on so I could read these questions better. With the reverse rapture happening, if it happens, of course, only if the cabal pulls a shenanigan before the end of this year, perhaps in the next 2 days, um, then of course we will be, going into the new earth. So you're asking me if the solar flash will still happen before the Antichrist. Well, you have to understand, if all the wicked get taken out, there will be no Antichrist in our reality time frame anymore. Okay, and secondly, it has come to my awareness that the solar maximum actually reaches a peak between now and December. So who knows? Maybe that'll happen simultaneously, right? Reverse rapture, solar flash, boom, all at the same time. Who knows? Good question, though. Okay, I love your humor. I do read the chat sometimes. You guys are very, very humorous. I'm looking for questions. Will we be able to be in touch with our loved D1? You mean our loved ones? Are you talking about those that have passed already? Be more specific with your questions. Um, let's see. I like that. Leaders are readers, readers are leaders. That is true, Greg. Um, again, somebody's Jem is asking me, when will this movie be over? Well, like I said, by 2028, this reality construct comes to an end. So it could happen this year with all of these amazing events happening that I mentioned earlier. But by no later than 2028, all I know is that this, what we call the 3D reality as we know it, comes to an end. Do you guys have any questions? Should I end the live now? Let's see. Oh, really quick, guys. I do want to pray for the wife of one of the Galactic Jedis. He was actually one of my students in class earlier. Um, I wanted to put his wife, who just passed away, I believe it was yesterday, and I just wanted to do a quick prayer for Ann Smith. Ann Smith, okay. As a collective Jedi tribe, Ann, Ann Smith, we pray that you have made a smooth transition into the new earth. And we ask you to wait patiently for your husband to join you upon the ascension. And we pray that you are now in a state of bliss, harmony, and love. And we also ask you at this time to watch over your husband until he ascends to reunite with you. And so we just wanted to send you all our love and energy at this time. And so, okay, I just wanted to do a quick prayer for Anna Schmith, who is the wife of one of the Galactic Jedis that was actually in my class earlier. He's one of my students. So I just wanted to pray. I told him we would all pray for his wife. Her name is Anna Schmith. And so I just wanted to pray for her. So if you guys want to pray for her on your own time, you guys could also pray for her. And we all know that she's already waiting for him in the near earth. So you will see your beautiful bride again, my friend. Aw, Anna Smith is getting, or Schmidt, I'm sorry, is getting a lot of love on the chat, I see. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So, yes, we are going to be seeing our past loved ones again, guys. Absolutely. What do you think of the Feast of Trumpets? Well, I talked about it earlier in my presentation. I would watch this from the beginning. If you just came in halfway or, midway or half, what is it called? Third, what is it? Three-fourths in or just in right now. Make sure you watch this from the beginning, guys. Make sure you guys watch this from the beginning. Christina Nordasti is asking me, Ishmael, do you believe that 3i Atlas have beings aboard? Yes, Christina, watch this from the beginning. I've revealed who these beings are that are piloting 3i Atlas. And who are they? Well, they are the returned positive felines of Lyra, the original Guardian Anunnaki. And they are here to merge with their human counterpart, which could be any one of you. They do have human counterparts that are operating human bodies. Okay. And they're also working with a mixture of other beings. They're working with the Andromedan Council, the Syrian Elders, Pleiadian High Council, as well as other members of the Galactic Alliance. Well, I took the in 2019 that, this is a question from Indigo Star Zeno. So apparently you were forced to take that, right? Will you evolve? Well, again, it's going to help if you take Folium. Okay, Folium is designed to get rid of that. If you know what I mean. If you were forced to get that, make sure you take Folium. The link is always in the description. Again, guys, the holistic doctor behind Folium told me to let you guys know that right now, everything's on demand. A lot of people are ordering this product. Apparently, it's working for a lot of people, right? And so, first come, first serve. Right now, there is Folium Immuna, which is the strongest, and Folium Relax. Those are available. Make sure you go through my link to get your own Folium, so that way you guys could start detoxing your body. So that the natural healing process takes place. Not to mention, it also cleans out the mitochondria. So make sure you guys get your Folium. And lately, I've been putting the link in the comments too, and I pin it because some people can't find the description, so I have to pin it in the comments. Thank you for my first super chat. Wow, I didn't think I was going to get super chats today. Thank you, Aaron. Is it okay to use the name Yahweh? And what name should we not call for help? There's nothing wrong with the name Yahweh. There's nothing wrong with the name Yahweh. There's, in essence, when you guys are calling or praying to God. Just remember, God does not have any name. According to the, I guess, esoteric mysticism, God has 72 names, right? According to the Sephiroth. But in essence, God has no name. Okay, it is all that is. So, but can you use the name Yahweh? Yeah, of course you can. All right, one more question, guys. It's about that time. My stomach is talking to me once again. Um, is it possible to have a giant black wolf as a guardian angel? We do have animal helpers, so I don't see why not. I guess that is it. Um, yeah. All right, guys. Don't forget to watch this from the beginning. There's a lot of information that you guys need to be aware of, especially as we approach these prophetic times that we're living in. May the God force be with you all, and I will see you guys Monday for a Earth Alliance update. Bye, guys.